is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We've got, it's now, let's see, we got Lori Lynn Barker in the studio. Lori Lynn, I made a road trip last week.
Yes, you did.
I drove to pick up the Leonberger.
The dog.
The dog.
The dog.
The dog. Speaking of dogs, we're going to have here in a few minutes folks from the Lazy Dog Restaurant.
Who have a patio just for dogs.
Just for dogs.
Yes.
That's smart.
It's
very, very smart.
And a dog menu.
There, you know,
a menu for your dogs. Every time I say dog menu, people go, what?
I've always made fun of food deserts.
Mm-hmm.
I have discovered a food desert.
And where is that?
I-70 eastbound.
Okay.
To Salina.
Okay.
I-35 southbound to the Stillwater Tulsa exit.
Okay.
412, the Cimarron Turnpike, eastbound to Tulsa.
Yeah, that's why you have snacks in your car.
First of all, they're Sonic and McDonald's. And you know how I feel about Sonic.
You love Sonic.
I love Sonic.
And you love McDonald's, too.
Well, I like McDonald's Diet Coke. I don't particularly like McDonald's breakfast is okay.
I like McDonald's breakfast. It's saving my soul right now.
Yes. I never realized, you know how you're, first of all, it was like a 24-hour trip. I mean, I drove 1,800 miles down and back.
But part of the experience of a trip, a car trip,
right,
is the eating. Just eating until you're sick.
And
snacks in the car, stop at weird places.
Well, so I bought snacks. But I was trying to buy somewhat healthy snacks. So I
pork rinds.
I couldn't find. So I thought, okay, here's some peanuts. I'll get peanuts.
Yeah.
I think they had been in that particular truck stop since the day I was born. They were so stale that I finally, at the next stop, of course, I've got the dog on the way back, so I'm trying to stop often just to make sure the dog's comfortable and gets to potty and everything.
Right.
But I'm stopping at every freaking truck stop. I pull over, go in, get another Diet Coke.
And Bugles.
Yeah,
that's
try
mine.
to find
Bugles.
something.
Oh, I love Bugles.
Oh, my gosh. I guess because I'm so accustomed to either getting on a plane and flying far away.
Right.
Or just going to the undisclosed location in New Mexico.
But that's still 4 or 5 hours away, and
you
don't stop for snacks there. But you know where all the snacks are.
But I also know that if I really wanted a meal, I can stop in Pueblo.
Trinidad, Walsenburg.
Yes, I can actually. Well, yeah, Walsenburg, not so much. There used to be a place in downtown Walsenburg that made homemade pies. I don't know if it's still there.
Last time I went through, I didn't see anything, because if there was homemade pies, I'd be there.
Right. Now, the only thing in Walsenburg that I know of is on the north side exit, and it's Taco Bell, KFC, and...
Oh, I accidentally stopped at that one last time. One of the few times I came back up, like this year. Scary.
It's very scary.
Dirty and scary.
Yes, dirty and scary.
It was one of those,
yes,
it's
like Trinidad. It's like Trinidad, right?
Yeah. And I had the dogs in the car with me, and I ran in, got the food real quick, and just ran out because it was scary.
So here's what I did. On the way back, I'm just so hungry. I just want something, and I can't find... So the next stop, it's a Sonic. I pull in, and you know how much I love Sonic. So
right. Was their ice cream machine broken?
No, but I ordered chicken tenders because I thought, well, something besides a cheeseburger, right?
Right.
They were so bad. I threw them one by one out onto the highway.
For the crows.
For the crows. That's exactly what I did. And I stopped at the next little town.
And got more bad chicken fingers.
This time I got, it was like some little local yokel taco place. So I got a couple of tacos. And
did they sit well with you? I always like going to the places that are like, Ice Cream King, or instead of Dairy Queen, it's like Cream King or King Cream or something like that.
Right.
The local high school kids are working there.
If I could have found one of those, I'd have been there in a heartbeat.
I love those type of places.
Would have pulled the pup out. Pup would have been a chick maggot. I would have gotten free food, had, a good greasy burger, and been on my way.
Have you started feeding her bad food yet? Like ice cream and like chicken tenders?
Sometimes you ask questions that are just too personal. Let's just say that we can't stop the McDonald's breakfast routine.
Well, that's one of the things.
So she has had a tidbit of sausage.
Oh, okay.
Tidbit.
And then that night, the house clears out.
You've heard a story about Uranus and
yes,
how it has the
all the
fart cloud
clouds.
around it?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. That actually emanated from our house. That's where it started.
That's why I have a fan in my room for that reason. Because the dogs sleep in the room with me, and every once in a while they get something they shouldn't have, and and you're running to the window to get the window open and the fan on.
So why do Americans have a thing about? And we should ask these folks when they come in. But why do Americans have a bugaboo about dogs in restaurants? Because you go to Europe and they're everywhere.
It's the health department that doesn't want the dogs in the restaurant.
Why?
Because I don't know. Because
have you seen some of the people you're sitting next to eat?
Exactly.
I'd rather eat with the dog.
Can I share an experience with you?
Oh, you may.
Okay. I had a colonoscopy this week.
Wait a minute.
It's food related. I couldn't eat for 24 hours. And we played
I got nothing, folks. I didn't see this.
We played the message from the nurse.
Oh, that's right.
Right. And it went flawlessly, very, except for when the nurse came out and told me the doctor was running a little behind. I actually started giggling like a 12-year-old. So everything's fine. Everything's great. I'm going to be with you for a few more years.
Did you bring photos?
I can post them on Facebook.
Oh, great.
But at the end, they give you a gift bag. I'm not making this up.
I never got a gift bag.
I got a gift bag. It had homemade chicken soup in it. Yeah, they say they give it to all their colonoscopy people because you're hungry.
Right.
Yeah, you're hungry. I mean, because as soon as you wake up, you're going, okay, could I get something to eat now?
The last thing when I got my last colonoscopy, it was like, oh, by the way, there's a diner right around the corner.
They didn't even
maybe they owned the diner.
They didn't even kiss you first.
No, they didn't even kiss me. They didn't even offer me a cigarette. They just like, boom.
But isn't that an interesting service that they provide?
Well, here's what I find fascinating about it. One, it's clever, it's cute.
And it came in a bag, and it was all in like little tissue paper.
Right. And when you get ready for your next colonoscopy, which hopefully is 10 years from now, you'll remember that.
I will remember to go back there.
Yeah.
And when they wheeled me into the little room, they were playing yacht rock, which was really cool because they thought it was cool that I knew what yacht rock was. And you have no idea what
yacht rock, Angie?
Do you know what yacht rock is, Angie?
No idea.
Oh, good. So now, see, neither one of us know.
It's people like Christopher Cross, sailing. Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
So that kind of cheesy 70s that you should be playing if you own a yacht, that type of.
If you own a yacht?
Yes. Sirius has a channel of yacht
so
rock.
You were saying yacht as in YACHT.
Right. What did you think?
Not YOT.
No.
Yacht.
Yacht.
Why? I didn't know. I didn't know what it was. Don't mock me. I'm tired.
What is
it's
YOT?
The weekend. I'm tired.
What's YOT?
I have no idea. That's why I thought it was just something I didn't know.
Is there another yacht word? Is there another meaning for yacht?
I didn't. Would you just back off? It could have been that yacht was now some new thing that you kids do now. Yacht.
Us kids.
I don't know.
No, it's yacht rock.
Yacht.
And yeah, look it up. You got Google in front of you, but it's like, Christopher Cross and Kenny Loggins.
Right, all the cheesy, crappy music.
Cheesy music from the 70s. Exactly.
Oh. The 70s was such a weird time for music.
It really was.
Because there was a few, there was some really good stuff.
Right. And then
mostly crap stuff.
Then you have disco.
Oh, hated it.
And then there's that. And then because I was growing up during the 70s, the teen idol. Of course, I think every generation has teen idols.
Right.
Like the boy bands in the 90s.
Yeah.
And now I don't, people who just screech. But I'm showing my age there. But in the 70s, I had like the Osmonds and the Monkees and the Partridge Family. I had those teeny bopper music going on. So that's what I remember from the 70s. And what do you remember from the 70s?
Elton John.
Yeah, I didn't get into Elton John until I was in junior high. So.
And I think you asked me last week somebody asked me what my favorite Elton John song was. And I said, your song. And I totally blew that. That is not my favorite Elton John song.
What is your favorite Elton John song?
Tiny Dancer.
Oh, and every time it comes on, does it just like possess your radio and it gets louder and louder and louder? And then your next thing you know, your windows are down and you're singing. And
yes. And I'm right back in the 70s.
Right. Well, I was more the 80s for Tiny Dancer. Or the movie Almost Famous.
Lazy Dog? Lazy Dog.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
Hey, welcome back to Let's Eat segment. We're happy to welcome Rob Bowers, who is the general manager of the Westminster location of the Lazy Dog. I don't want to say chain. So the Lazy Dog Restaurant Group. What do you call? What do you call
Lazy
you guys?
Dog Restaurant and Bar. We're based out of Southern California. We've just opened our 26th location nationwide
Okay.
at the Southlands Mall in Aurora. But I'm coming to you from the Westminster location at the Orchard Town Center.
The one by my house.
right off I-25.
Right off I-25, 144th. We are right off the freeway. You can't miss us.
Okay.
Biggest building there.
All right. Well, see, we were trying to find a place in the Orchards a couple of weekends ago, and now I know we'll have to go try you.
Come on over.
All right.
Call us. Make a reservation. Call ahead. We'll take care of you.
All right. So did you work for Lazy Dog in California? before
I
you came
did.
here?
Yeah, I was in our Southern California location in Brea, Orange County. I was with that location for about 2.5 years. And then when I had heard that we were expanding out this way, I said, hey, why not? My wife and I had been on vacation out here once and really fell in love. And, I mean, how can you not with the scenery, with the people,
Well,
with the
I would say,
culture? I mean,
I was just in L.A. a couple of months ago. Of course.
no, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm not going back.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and the other nice thing about them being here, it's a dog-friendly restaurant, but only on the patio, because I've seen you bring dogs in, and you have to go in and say, I got my dog out here, and then they bring you into the patio.
Absolutely.
What is
Real
it-
easy.
What is it about Americans and their resistance to dogs in restaurants? Because you go to Europe or almost anywhere, South America, anywhere, the dogs are in the restaurants.
Right. I mean, especially in this area, it's such a dog-friendly culture. Whether it's Colorado, Texas, where our other stores are at, Southern California, Northern California, Nevada. We really think that your pets are a part of the family, and why not be able to treat them and get out there and have some fun. And on our patio, like you said, just got to be on a leash, be on the ground, and we're good to go. We've got disposable dog containers. We've got a separate little dog menu. Bring out a bowl of complimentary water. That's real easy. Keep the pups happy and everybody fun. Listen, and most dog owners they know how their dogs work. They're not going to bring out a barking
Exactly.
dog, and
Right.
and if they do, they'll know really quickly, like, hey, I should probably leave. So,
yeah, they're going to get stares from
Right,
everybody.
right.
How'd you get in the business?
I've started in the business when I was 15 years old, working at a hospital in Southern California, and I really found a passion for good food and good people. I've found working in many restaurant concepts that no matter what the item that we're selling, it's the people that you work with and the relationships that I've built over the last 17, 18 years, and I'm having a blast, especially with Lazy Dog. I'm so passionate about our food, about our culture. We're a scratch kitchen, a scratch bar. We do most things by hand. It's awesome. I love it.
You almost have to do that today, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody expects something unique, something that's fresh, good, not just, okay, I can go to, some nameless place that has been around forever and it's
Absolutely. We've got so much competition out there, and we want to kind of hone in on the scratch market and say, hey, think of comfort food upscale. We have one of our most popular dishes is our barbecue bison meatloaf. It's unbelievable. This one is hands down one of my favorite dishes, and it's not like your traditional mom style meatloaf.
Yeah.
Cook it in the oven, put
Right.
some ketchup on top, some onions, and cut it.
Right.
No way. Ours is bison, really, really lean meat. We bacon wrap it, put some barbecue sauce on top. We caramelize that, crispy onion strings, homemade mashed potatoes, spinach, gravy, the whole deal. I mean, it's out of this world. And we've got an eclectic menu from Asian inspired wok dishes, that burn really hot, and we've got a pad thai dish that's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
see, I know you
I
love that.
swear to that. I swear to that. That is and I crave it. That's how I can always tell if it's a good restaurant. If I crave the food from there, I'm like, I'm going back. It's a good
yeah.
restaurant.
Well, that's the idea. We want to kind of guide you towards the menu items that you're going to crave. And again, Scratch Kitchen, I've got a big menu, and if it's not on the menu, I've got a ton of fresh ingredients that we can whip something up for you.
Now, who comes up with the recipes? Is it just a joint effort? Do you come up with it? Who comes up with the recipes?
Actually, one of our founders, his name is Gabe Caliendo, Chef Gabe. He's our culinary director. He comes up with the menu along with some of his menu team in Southern California, and they test out different things. What's going to work? Maybe the bacon candy needs a little more spice, a little more sweet. The lemon chicken, maybe that'll change a little bit. And it's his creative design and him kind of adapting with with the restaurant scene right now. For example, our ahi. We've got a fantastic seared ahi dish that is out of this world. It's incredible. You can't really find that everywhere else for under 18, 19 bucks either.
Yeah.
Sashimi grade, real lean, a nice sear on it. Gabe's vision is passed on through the executive chefs and the general managers, and we roll it out. And we want to be consistent. At every Lazy Dog you go to, you get the same dish, tastes the same way. You're going to get a nice meal.
And the portions are big.
Yeah.
I do have to
Okay,
tell
so-
people the portions are
So
great.
speaking of which, you brought both Lori Lynn and I plates.
Oh, by the way,
plates
Weight
of
Watcher
food.
points 0
Oh, really?
on this one. Yes,
So
I could
is
eat this
this-
whole plate and get away with it
Is
today.
this the plate I would get if I
Absolutely.
ordered it off the menu?
Same exact way, and
This is
at
a
any
lot of
lazy dog.
food.
Well, and the good thing is any lazy dog you go to, it's going to be presented the same way. It's going to taste the same way. You know, we really want to be consistent,
Right.
with what we do, and that's what makes us successful. You know, being innovative and being consistent with these things. And you know, so I brought you the grilled lemon chicken there. It's got a tahini dressing on top with cauliflower mash, some seasonal veggies that are you know, sautéed with a grilled lemon, kind of for garnish. And then you know, that one's on our low-cal menu. It doesn't feel like it. You don't feel bad
It
after
doesn't
eating
look
that.
like it
You know,
either.
it's a big dish and it's great.
It's delicious.
That's the idea.
It really is.
Now with
I'm
the,
not a cauliflower mashed potato guy.
Oh, it's completely hidden.
yeah,
right?
totally hit.
Yeah.
now do
totally
you
hit.
mix the two?
It's a little mix of mashers and then mostly cauliflower. Yes.
How do you keep the cauliflower warm? That's where you're not going to tell the trade
No,
secret.
no,
are
you gotta
you?
come in.
No. I do come in. I actually do.
Right,
I've been
okay.
to your restaurant a couple of times.
You've been to the one in Westminster.
Yes, the one in
Okay.
Orchard. Yeah,
Okay,
I've been there
Orchard,
twice.
okay.
And how often do you change your menu?
We'll change it
You're
about
coming
twice
up
a year.
with
Yeah,
new summer
seasonal.
one.
So yeah, we actually just rolled out our spring and summer menu, which is a couple of the dishes that I brought for you. You know, we want to stay relevant with the seasons. You know, around the fall, we'll do some of our maybe some lamb dishes. You know, we'll do some different salads. Right now, we're kind of featuring the charred peaches. That's a fun one.
Right,
I brought our,
yeah.
our peaches and moonshine for you guys to try, or not try.
I didn't taste it at all.
Right.
But
But
mint is really good.
it's good, right? So we do that with, you know, I've got a beet and burrata salad that we drizzle some of that same peach
Oh, my
marmalade
gosh.
on top of there. It's unbelievable.
That sounds amazing.
You know, and burrata cheese is that real creamy, real rich.
do you make your own?
No, we don't make it, but we brine it in house, and it's expensive, but you're not going to pay a crazy price for it
Yeah.
either. You know.
What's been the biggest challenge coming from an Orange County location to Westminster?
Oh, I mean, honestly, it's hard to think of a challenge, but I mean, opening a new restaurant in a brand new state, where people didn't know us,
Right.
was one of the challenges.
Yeah.
You know, having to prove to people in the Orchard, in Westminster, Broomfield, hey, this is who we are. We're the real deal. We're not going anywhere, and you're going to make some regulars out of it. So.
Hang on, because when we come back, I want to ask you whether or not this was a challenge. Was it difficult to find people to work, and how do you find the right people? All right, hang on. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Hey, welcome back to the Lazy Dog segment of the Michael Brown Show, and Let's Eat. Rob Bowers, the general manager at the Westminster location, is in tonight and has brought us. Before I get to some of the other stuff that's laying out here for me to chow down on, I asked you before the break. I bet one of your biggest challenges was finding not just people, but finding the right people. So, it's a multi-part question. What kind of people are you looking for? How do you keep them? How do you instill in them the culture and like the big smile that you have on your face? How do you make sure that the wait staff comes in as enthusiastic as you are right now?
You know, it starts off with hiring the right people and being in the right mindset. You know, we did have a challenge getting some people hired for the Orchard location. We had about 160 spots to fill. You know,
a lot.
which is a lot. You know, between the kitchen, between the bar, bussers, and service staff,
Right.
the whole deal.
Yeah.
You know, and it really started with being selective, and we really didn't settle for anybody who walked in and said, "Hey, I've got 10 years serving experience," or "I know how to work a kitchen." It's more about the personality. You know, and it's kind of a cliche. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. But you know, honestly, it is having that inside them of never settling. You know, putting themselves in someone else's shoes. It's one of our core values. You talk about kind of a surly server or bartender,
Right.
previous experience, leave it at the door. People come in from all walks of life and have many different opportunities to go out and eat, and hey, maybe they have sat in traffic on the freeway, and maybe they
Right.
got cut off in the parking lot and whatever,
Right,
you know what I mean?
Any number of things.
But our service staff, we really want to make sure that they've got that drive inside themselves, that they can change someone's experience just by coming in and getting to know them.
Yeah.
Through the food, through service, through excellent, exceptional drinks, and just our culture and our history and who we are. So hiring, number one, was tough, absolutely. We started off with a really solid core group, and honestly, what we did, we started recruiting from them. Say, hey, you're in here? You bring me your favorite person you like to work with at your current job. Bring them over to me. I want to talk to them.
Yeah.
And that's all I need. I just need a little crack open in that door, and I'll kick it wide open. Trust me.
Right.
Because I can get them to buy into my philosophy and my company's philosophy. And, it's really about taking care of people and making regulars and doing whatever it takes to make a regular. We don't do a whole lot of advertising, billboards, none of that stuff.
Right.
It's just word of mouth and, talking to your neighbors about it, your friends about it. And if you want to go on Yelp and Facebook and Instagram and blast us there and say, hey, yeah, go see Orchard or, Aurora, whatever it is. And that's fantastic. But I want to make sure that each guest that comes in is truly a regular for life.
I saw a sign one time. Somebody had obviously left a bad review on Yelp. It was like some little taco place somewhere. And the sign out front said, worst margarita ever. Some guy on Yelp. And I thought, what a clever way to use a negative review. Because what that make me want to do?
Go
It
in there
made
and
me
check
want
it
to
out.
go in and check it out.
Yeah, why
Is
not?
it really that bad?
Yeah, why is it that bad? I'll be the judge of whether it's bad or not.
Right.
And do you encourage your staff if, say, a customer is having a bad experience? Do you encourage them to talk to you or talk to somebody?
Absolutely. We absolutely empower our staff to make the right decision for a guest. And, whether it's, little Johnny comes in from his first soccer game, scores his first goal, and really just is having a blast, and he's there in his soccer uniform and with his mom and dad, and server comes up and says, hey, Rob, I want to take care of dessert for this table. Yeah, no problem. Let's do it. There's really no questions asked, or an example, maybe, someone had a loved one pass away. And server comes up to me and says, hey, Rob, you know what? I really want to do something nice for him. We'll go get him a card, maybe a thing of flowers. Maybe I'll buy an entree for him or something like that. Maybe we'll just take care of the whole tab all together. I think that's what really truly drives making regulars and having people come back to see us. Because you can go to, we can name any competitor out there.
Right.
And I wouldn't do that. But you can go to any of those guys and they may not want to take the time to get to know you and know how your day was. Why are you here? What are you really coming to celebrate for?
Yeah.
And really reading our guests, empathy is huge, building that way.
How do you teach someone to, I think you and I, just watching you, I think you and I are probably pretty good at reading other people.
Right.
But how do you, I guess you have to find those people that can read other people.
You do, having, hundreds and hundreds of people apply online, apply in person. And we were very selective on who we hired and when we hired them. They went through a pretty strict interview process with 3 or 4 interviews. Scenario-based questions, and really just got to know the person. The biggest part of an interview for us in our company is the people part. I know that you can wait tables. I know that you can flip a burger. I know you can wash dishes. But really, tell me who you are. And that really started to kind of drive and kind of shape the staff that we have. And I've got an absolutely amazing staff up in Orchard. And I know that the Southland store does in Aurora as well. And I'm really proud of it.
We always ask every chef, GM, or anybody else that comes in that's associated with the restaurant, we always ask them this question and we pick on my wife, because my wife will, and I can always tell whether she's satisfied with the dish or not satisfied with the dish. And I will always encourage her, tell the staff, tell the wait person, tell the waiter, waitress, whatever, that, hey, this just isn't what I was looking for, or, it just doesn't taste good to me. And she's so reluctant to do that.
Yeah, I'm truly not going to know if you like something unless it's completely clean off your plate, or you ate half of it and you're like, I need a box. I'm going to heat this up tomorrow morning.
Right.
But again, it goes back to that empowering pieces. And I tell my wait staff, I tell my bartender staff,
watch what they're doing.
Yeah, observe, watch them, get to know them. Hey, how did you like that lemon chicken? It was okay. Well, my restaurant, to be honest with you guys, is better than okay. I strive for excellence, and if I've got a guest who's not excited about that dish and doesn't want to order it again, then in my right mind, I'm not going to charge them for it. I'm gonna bring something else in. We're gonna find out what it takes to make you happy. Maybe it's that Thai noodle dish. Maybe it's some edamame. Maybe it's one of our USDA burgers, Angus certified. I don't know.
Maybe
but
it's
we're-
the grown-ups some more.
right? Maybe it's our campfire s'more. But the staff is really empowered to make those decisions and really spend time with their guests.
And do you find that most people are, and I know there's always the outliers, but do you find that most people are really, like if I ever, most of the time, if I ever complain about either the service or the meat was overcooked or undercooked or whatever it might be, I'm not looking for something.
Right.
I'm just looking for an acknowledgement
Right.
that, okay, you weren't happy. And I would never say, so give me a free dessert or
Right.
do this or do
Right.
that.
Right.
I just want to
And
see
I don't want you to take it back and spit in it and then bring it back.
right,
Of course.
We just want to let you know because I think that helps you evolve as a good restaurant.
Oh yeah, it helps grow my business. And,
I want to
and,
see some empathy.
Of course.
Yeah, like, okay, I'm really sorry. What didn't you like about it?
Right.
Or would you like something else? Or give me some options. Give me some
Absolutely. And again, it goes back to you not being satisfied. You go buy a car off the lot and you're not happy with it, you're going to send it back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, bottom line, and you're not hopefully going to get charged for too much of that, but I'm going to allow my staff to make that decision. They're going to come to me with a problem and a solution, which is fantastic as an operator, hey Rob, this table, they weren't really too heavy on our fettuccine alfredo. Can we get them, a black and blue pizza instead? Yeah, you got it. Let's go. We'll take care of it. Manager will bring it to the table. They'll introduce themselves to the guests and say, hey, my name is Rob. I'm the general manager. I want to come over and say hi. Apologize that you didn't like that dish. Maybe talk to them and find out a little bit about it. And then, hey, here's this black and blue pizza. I know this was going to knock your socks off. It's one of my best. And kind of go from there. We're building a relationship better than just, hey, sorry I didn't like this. Try this.
Your SOL.
Right.
Well, tell us about what you brought. Like I've
we haven't
moved
even
on.
got-
We haven't even been to the.
Right,
we haven't even started with the
before we get to the
appetizers.
desserts, let's go to the
There's
little
not going to be any
Right.
left.
corn on the cob.
So we brought our street corn wheels, and this is one of my absolute favorites of the year that we do.
See,
This,
I called him corn on the cob, and he had a fancy name.
yeah, see, fancy.
Oops.
What'd you call it again?
Our street corn
Street corn on
wheels.
the cob.
And there's a backstory about these. Tell us that when we get back, all right?
You got it.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air
Hey, welcome back to the Let's
like I
Eat
don't
segment.
care.
We got Rob Bowers, the general manager of the Lazy Dog Restaurant up in Orchards on I-25. And there's Southlands or Aurora.
Yep.
Any other plans for other locations?
Yeah,
right now?
Colorado Springs, hopefully after the summer, and then a couple more, who knows
Okay,
where, here in
good.
Colorado.
What's the story behind the corn?
So our street corn wheels, this is kind of our nod to the elote man, the corn man in Southern California, in the Los Angeles area, Orange County, that area. You'll find around some of the neighborhoods that we'll get a guy coming around with a cart, and he'll ring his bell, and that's a corn man. You come out, and he's got a big piece of corn on the cob for you, and he'll slather it with mayo, sour cream, hot sauce, whatever you want. And so we decided to take our own spin on that and call it our street corn wheels. So we char off corn on the cob. We cut it into little medallions. We toss it with our secret corn sauce, a little feta cheese, some micro cilantro, a little heat, a little sweet, and this one is very, very good.
Yeah, it's very good. And we quickly, because when I told friends that you were coming in, the first thing they said to me was
Bacon candy.
bacon.
Yeah.
Best bacon in the world.
It is.
This is delicious.
I've tried to replicate it
I
at
s-
home.
I assume you baked this.
Yeah. I've tried to replicate it at home. My wife hated me because I just filled the house with smoke. I can't do it. But what it is, it's got a little brown sugar, a little red pepper flake, and it's honestly, it's just the time and attention that we pay to this one dish. It's incredible. It's bacon, but it's sweet. It's
Is
spicy.
this just an appetizer or
Yeah.
what?
Appetizer, dessert, whenever you want to get
Oh
it.
my God, it's good.
It's unreal.
Oh, man.
Well,
And
I
I-
told you to try the some more, but no, I guess I'm not a friend. So that's okay. I'll just eat my cake.
I think the bacon thing has kind of jumped the shark.
Right.
This brings it back.
Oh yeah.
This brings it back.
So many people do bacon different ways, and
Yeah, that's what it is.
ours is pretty unique.
Okay, so Lori Lynn wants to talk about this other gigantic plate.
Which one? The main dish or
the
next dish?
The lemon cake.
The lemon cake. This
This.
is amazing.
So this one's
I'm
our.
not sharing this
Oh,
with
please
Angie.
don't.
Sorry,
No.
Angie. It's got, is this blackberry?
So that's a huckleberry puree
Huckleberry.
with a lemon extract also on that plate. And the cool thing about this lemon cake is that it is gluten-free. And this is our first gluten-free dessert, and it's unreal. This one's
You got
fantastic.
a little lemon curd in there
Yeah.
going on.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, they're so good.
Tart,
Isn't that
sweet,
amazing?
savory. This one's one
Apparently,
of our
word
most.
has spread around that you're here because our program director just came in and stole a bunch of bacon from us.
Oh,
It's all
I'm
right.
going to put this over
Yeah,
here.
hide
'cause
it.
This is
we
for
need to
Angie.
hide that.
So is your summer menu out now?
Yep. Just it's out now. We also have a brunch menu available Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. till 2. We do house-made biscuits. Chicken and biscuits. We do a breakfast mac and cheese, steak and eggs
I'm
Benedict,
there.
which is
That's all you had to say was
absolutely
breakfast
phenomenal.
mac and cheese.
Oh yeah.
As if there's any other kind. Please tell me what's in a breakfast mac and cheese.
we do some hatch chilies. We do a fresh egg on top, their fried egg on top, with our Chardonnay cream sauce, some bacon. We take a biscuit and we kind of crumble it right on top to kind of crust it up, cook it in our pizza oven, and it's great. We also do donut holes, which are fun for the kids to start off with, finish up with. We do a do-it-yourself mimosa for $20, big bottle mimosa with 3 different juices, and we do, house-made Bloody Marys and all kinds of fun stuff. And
This
love it.
cake really sucks. I mean, it's
you better
awful.
try it again to make
Right,
sure.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, okay.
It's almost gone, so.
One
Just
of
see
the
if I can find it where the good part is.
One of the things I do enjoy about your restaurant is I love the atmosphere. I love the way it's decorated. I like the big open, because a lot of restaurants now are doing big and open and it gets really loud because they haven't insulated the ceiling. But this has got high ceilings and you got a fireplace and of course you got your dog patio.
Of course, we take that Jackson Hole feeling. That's where our owner Chris Sims went on vacation, still goes on vacation to this day, and he wanted to take some of those lodge feels and start his own concept. And here we go.
Rob Bowers, I'm sorry, I'm too. That cake that sucks.
Right,
I got
it's
too much-
gone. So.
I got too much of it in my mouth. Thanks for coming in. Lazy Dog Restaurant up on I-25 and 144th in Southlands and Aurora. Thanks for coming
My
in.
pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. That was great.
Sing it, Kate.